Okay, let's see. Uh,
What's up,
hey,
Real?
what's going on? What's going on,
Can you hear
Senna?
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you're sideways to me.
Okay,
Okay,
yes, I'm
now we're
sideways because
both.
I don't know if you wanted to be
If you
sideways.
see, no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Am I? I'm sideways, right?
Yes.
Hold on. Oh my goodness, this is like the you. I'm trying to rig my phone up. Literally, my ring light won't work. Is that good?
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
We good?
Quite all right. That's quite all right. So, how are you? Welcome on in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it. All right, what's going on? You and your riot gear today. What's going on? What's going on? I have a fan on. Can you hear the fan?
No, no. What's going on,
Okay.
wonderful? Who that?
Oh, how do I see the hey, who that? Hey, wonderful, who that? How do I see the chat?
So, if you're not able to see the chat, what you can do is get yourself another device of your own. If you're not able to see it, and then you can tap into my channel or your channel, and you'll be able to see that from there.
And that's not gonna mess anything up.
No, no, not at all. What's going on, Just Danielle? How are you? Welcome on in. Welcome on in, everybody.
Hey, Just Danielle, welcome in.
Good to see you. What's going on, Fantastic? Why
Y'all,
y'all sideways?
we're
Why are we
about to have us a
sideways?
good conversation.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. Welcome on in, everybody. So if any of you do not know my guest tonight, I have Life of Senna, also known as Cinnabon. You can
Yeah.
go ahead and introduce yourself to the people for those who don't know you inside the community.
Okay. I know most of you guys have absolutely been with you guys in the chat, and you guys have actually come over to my channel, which I appreciate. My channel, I have two channels. My first channel, I do a lot of traveling, mostly to Cancun. But we're gonna go some new places this year. What I do outfits of the day. I do traveling, I do like stuff that I cook and stuff that I eat. It's just like it's called Life of Cinna. It's just my life. I have one that's Cinna Johnson's homeless outreach. That one I'm trying to make my baby, but I've got like some hesitation with it because I can definitely find people to interview, and I can definitely video myself giving things to people, but it's something that I do for the Lord. It's really close to my heart and it's near and dear to him. So a lot of people have been, trying to tell me it's going to be okay. You can, do your interviews or whatever. So I will be getting into that. Other than that, I call myself a weirdo. I definitely now you're still
So
okay.
now what ended up happening, we're gonna have to switch it back the other way because a lot of the subscribers were telling us that it wasn't appearing right on their side. So now we gotta switch it back the other way because it's not coming up horizontal like I wanted it to on my main page.
So I got to put it upright because that's a okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, Danielle. What's going on, Cynical One? Hey, Wellness. What's going
Overstay.
on, Lafita? So
All
you can
right.
finish up.
I am vain, y'all, so I will be looking in the mirror. But so I'm going to that channel is really neglected. So I'm going to be doing more on that. Um you guys, I love to laugh. I absolutely love to laugh. I love taking care of the homeless. It's my calling. I love to talk about weird things. I'm a weirdo. I am a Christian, but I definitely enjoy talking about other people's religion, other people's faith. On my show, I let you know you can talk about race if you want to. Um, from all over the world, literally. I have friends from different races. We talk about race very, very candidly, and very, 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 very seldomly is there any kind of rift or whatever, because there's an understanding behind why people feel the way that they feel. And real, I just have to tell you my last thing before we get to talking. And I'll be asking you questions. I'm sure you'll be asking me questions, but I'm feeling real eclectic, like eclectic. You know,
Mm.
what it stands for?
And for those who don't understand the word eclectic, would you like to
Right,
explain that to them?
right. Oh, you want me to explain it? Oh, it's just a
Fine.
word that I use. It's my word. There is a word eclectic, but I'm feeling eclectic. You know what I'm saying? There's an N before that. The N stands for something. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Do you know what the N stands for, or we just gonna leave it at that?
N. Like the letter
Hmm.
N?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Eclectic.
Eclectic. I
N
like that.
C
Like
L E C T A. Eclectic.
I like that. I like that.
So okay, but we can move on. We can move on.
Okay, no, no, no. That's fine. Just like I know how some people sometimes say understanding, but a lot of people like to go a little bit further and say understanding.
Love it. I
Indeed,
love it.
indeed. Hey, the
Yeah.
people inside the chat, what's going on? CB, Lafita, Andy Mon,
Andy Mon,
Wanda,
what's going on, Andy
classic
Mon?
car guy,
Classic car guy, yes.
dude, Jesus,
Love y'all.
Suicide the
Shalom, shalom,
goddess,
shalom.
classic car guy. What's
So good
going
to
on,
see you.
guys? So yes, so this is our first series, and so what we do is we like to bring together like-minded people or people who have certain thought processes inside their mind
Yeah,
where certain subjects, matters, scenarios, or ways of thinking that is not traditional to
right.
mainstream society, we decided to delve into some of those topics
Yeah.
so that maybe we can get some answers to some of the most sought after questions and thoughts that people have. Now,
Mhm.
we all know that there exists a society where certain things aren't to be talked about, certain things such as whether you want to talk about spirituality, different forms of religion, your greater self, what if this exists, what if that exists. And I've decided in Cinnabon to come together with a platform to be able to discuss these things where people won't feel left out. They won't feel
Absolutely.
where certain things can't be discussed so that, in certain scenarios, people will look at you like you're weird. You're not
Right.
part of the in crowd. We're not talking about that over here because we're doing the high crowd thing. And it's like, excuse my language, but screw all that. We're going to scratch the surface on this and really dig deep on in it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Hey, kiss from Jay. Hey, triple combo. Hey, Tanya, Mikey. Yes. So yes, we are going to talk about things. Me personally, I do not mind being called a weirdo. I when real, I don't know, real started coming around like our group of people, or we started coming around his group of people. I felt a kinship with him. The kinship that I felt with him was almost like I've known him. No, I'm not even gonna say this. Almost like the kinship I felt with him is like he's somebody that I have known for forever. And being Christians, I have to walk a fine line, but I also have to stay true to myself. I've had a lot of experiences which make me feel like I'm drawn to people who've had like experiences. I do have questions to ask real. I do have I wanted real to talk about certain things, but you definitely can't make people talk about things that they're not ready to talk about. And also the Lord might not be, or whoever it is might not be wanting them to talk about it at that time. But me personally, I can say I've definitely had some out of like not out of body experiences because I haven't died and gone anywhere, but I've had some experiences where I've been outside of my body. It's happened to me twice. Twice it was because of trauma, and I literally left my body and the trauma was going on, and I came back into my body when all the pain was done, and had to deal deal with things like that. I've definitely have had experiences excuse me, where I have talked to people on the phone and I've never met this person before. Hey, Marlene. And I have gotten a picture of exactly what they look like. And I've met them in person. When I met them in person, I was like, why do they literally look like what I thought they were gonna look like? I've had a lot of, I guess you can call it deja vu experiences. I've had a lot of, where people, like when people are 2 and 3, they don't remember those times. Me personally, I do remember the times. And, my parents would be like, how do you remember that? I just remember that. What else can I say about experiences? I am a psychiatric nurse. Listen, we're all a little mad. I am a psychiatric nurse. I've gone through my own experiences with depression, but more so anxiety and PTSD from that trauma. I would, even though I was outside of my body, I was there. So, and you guys, I say a lot, so please forgive me. I'm trying not to do that. And sometimes I will start something and I'll forget what I'm talking about, and I'll derail and I'll jump back up on the track, or Reel will help me out. What else do I have to say? I don't know. There's more I can say as we go along. Real, I'm on your time, so let's see. I'm just trying to figure out like all of the experiences that I've had. I've definitely been. I gotta stop saying I've been in stores a lot where people will come up to me and start talking to me about, one lady, it's like, I lost my daughter a couple weeks ago. Y'all, thumbs up the live, thumbs up the live. Hit the super stickers, super chats, okay? Thank you. Um, yes, definitely been in places where people have come to me for relief. There was one time I was and I'm a swimmer. So like my parents were part of the YMCA, so they had like a 7 foot pool, and I loved to go in that pool. And they also had a hot tub, so I went in this hot tub, and this like old guy like starts telling me all about his life, like I'm a therapist. Y'all, I almost passed out. That's how hot I was getting. But I get a lot of people who come to me because they need a listening ear, and I'm here for it if I can be. Yeah.
Right, right.
Is that enough? Have
Sounds
I said
good.
enough?
Definitely sounds good. Definitely sounds good. Hello
Okay.
to everyone that I may have missed. What's going
Hey,
on, Kiss from Jay? Marlene, Tanja. What's going on? Coffee No Cream. Good to see you. Anugel. What's going on, Cynical One? Dee Dee,
what's
good to see you. WSFN. What's going on? Andy Mod, how you doing?
what's up, sweetheart? What's
So,
up?
in
Andy Mom,
accordance,
what's up? What's up? Hey, Taylor.
step into my live and close the door. What's going on, Taylor? What's going on, Isaac family? So, that brings me to my next what if.
Yeah,
Now, I want everyone to, tonight put on your critical thinking hats.
yeah,
We're just going to be delving into something that's just a different frame of mind and a different type of life so that we can all think critically and think outside the box as if we're outside looking in.
yeah.
And maybe this can bring some clarity to what a lot of you may be thinking. We will have certain parts where, if you want to ask any questions. So, that brings me to my next topic that I jotted down because usually y'all, my mind is like a computer and I just go right off the bat with these things that just come
Right,
downloaded into my mind. But this time I
right.
just wanted to be just, a little bit more professional, even though I said I wouldn't. This is
Yeah,
my little slice of professionalism to the chat.
got it. Let's do it.
What's going on? Nathan Price, fantastic. So
By the way,
the
you guys,
first
my wig is so like thick, and because all them wigs that Real be having, I took them all. I dyed them 1B. and stuck them on my head. So I got a fan right there in case I get hot. But these are the wigs I've rescued. One of them, the Pocahontas one was shy, but the rest of them died. They up here. Okay, we prayed over them, and they're up here. Go ahead, Real.
All right. And thank you to the people who sent the gifts and everything. I'm not missing you out. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that. How y'all
Thank you.
doing? Thank you. Thank you.
That's what I said. Hey, sis.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Funtaz. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh,
So
boo.
this brings me to my first what if, right?
Mhm.
So I want everybody to think about this topic that I'm about to bring up, and I'm going to be asking Arsena her thoughts on this.
Okay.
So in society, I feel, and probably many others, that a lot of people are suppressed in who they are. They're suppressed in their thoughts. They're suppressed in their life, in their abilities. They're suppressed in their creativity. So that brings me to this next what if question. What if you were greater and higher than what you were thinking that you are? And there's more to your life, more to your mind, more to your spirit, and more to your purpose than what is being put out.
You're
The
asking me that.
re- yes,
When you
Ransom,
say
you in the chat there.
when you say what is being put out, what do you mean, real quick?
So what is being put out meaning like your output in life, you're being put inside of a menial task of a job that you might not enjoy, right? And there's a yearning inside you, a spark or a fire that is telling you that you need to do more and that you're greater than what you're outputting. And this has nothing to do with pride. This has
Hmm.
something to do with an innate ability that has been instilled inside you, which exudes almost on confidence. And you know that you should be doing more. um I wrote down something, right, to have people ponder on their thoughts.
Okay.
So the reason why I say this, right, in many different writings, whether you want to go to the Bible, to the Nag Hammadi, it doesn't matter, the old, the Torah, right, they have
Quran.
spoken of people being greater than what is being put out, right?
Right.
So I saw a verse
Okay.
where it was basically Hebrews 2:7-9. There's different versions of it, right? But I saw a version that was very, it stuck out to me, where it was one way, then they changed it, then it came back again.
Hmm.
So this verse reads as follows, y'all, right? You made us a little lower than the angels for a while. Yet you crowned us with glory and honor, and you put everything under our power. That's the contemporary version.
Mhm.
There's another, the New International Version, that says, you made them just a little lower than the angels,
Right.
and you crowned them with glory and honor and put everything underneath their feet.
Mhm.
So, my question is, who are they talking about? But I know most people will say, no, they was talking about Christ, but there's other versions that say they and them. My thought process is, what if you're greater than what you have been led to believe and you're being trained to think a certain way, and you have power, you have creativity, you have purpose that you're not being tapped into.
So, the easiest way for me to answer that question is to say, are you greater than what you are right now? 1,000%, absolutely. As we go now, I have okay, one caveat. If you are in a certain place and you're going to stay there, you're still greater than where what you are. You're just staying in that place. Me personally, I always ask the Lord, can I what can I do that is more than what I'm doing? And I don't think that that's actually what you're talking about. I think what you're talking about is in your position right now. Do you feel like you can be greater than what you are in your position? Correct? Not can you do greater things, but can you let me turn this. Definitely not going to work. Um, Not can you do greater things, but are you greater than what you are right now? And I say absolutely. I say absolutely. I think that it's a day to day transformation. And I feel like that transformation day to day is making us greater, is making us stronger, is making us more perceptive, is making us more in tune with the Most High, with the universe, making us in tune with I don't want to say the outside, with the environment, with nature. We are a lot smarter than we give ourselves for. We have a lot more knowledge about a lot more things than we give ourselves for. And I would say definitely we are greater than um what we are right now. We are meant to be greater than what we are right now. And then we should seek that. It's not a pride thing to want to be greater. It's not. Our God, me, and then in my Christianity, our God does not want us to not go from strength to strength, to go from grace to grace. You brought up Hebrews. The Hebrews were river crossers. They were the river crossers. We're meant to go from strength to strength, from grace to grace. And it's not, and I have to bring it back, for me, it's not in a I'm gonna be great because I'm the daughter of the most high. And I'm not only going to be great, but I'm going to seek others around me to become greater because I've had others around me sharpen me to become greater um, often. And so, if that's what you're asking, but if I haven't answered something, what, let me know. Hey,
So,
Juan. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Nathan Price. What's up?
what's going on, everybody? So, I like that answer. And that's definitely what I was getting at.
Okay,
Now, everybody, let's take it a step even further,
let's
right?
do it.
So, now that you have been opened up to your mind of being greater than yourself to being able to do greater things, right?
Right.
There have
Sorry,
been
y'all.
many
I felt
times.
position on four pillows, and now they're slipping. And
It's
I'm gonna
okay.
get it. Go ahead, real.
It's okay. So, there has been many times in history where certain things have been written about, whether in different cultures, whether it's European culture, the African culture, the
Mhm.
Ethiopian culture, Spanish,
Right.
Hispanic, North America, South America, Native Americans, Switzerland, even down to some of the Nordics. It doesn't matter, and they're all faces a similarity of certain things that have appeared or occurred in society, and even down to some scriptural writings, right?
Okay.
Down to scriptures, down to certain things in Middle Eastern cultures, in Indian cultures, in the Christian culture, whatever culture that
Uh-huh.
you're, are brought up in, because it's all geographical positioning of
Right.
most likely wherever you're born at. That's what you're going to do. But they're all comes together with a similarity. Now, what I want to talk about next is, what if you were even greater in yourself and in what pulls from the abilities that have been put inside you, to a point of a greater point of using your mind, of a greater point of even using your body, of a greater point and even tapping into something that has been given to you because that is a gift, right? So let me go down to here. Superhuman strength, healing, parting waters, elemental control, prophetic visions,
Mm-hmm.
such as like David and Elijah when they had prophetic visions,
Mm-hmm.
super speed,
Super.
Elijah when he outran chariots with some of the most powerful horses, divine knowledge and divine visions through your dreams and visions of what is downloaded to you. Like in Daniel, he was able to interpret dreams.
Right.
um, Ezekiel's visions of heaven and higher realms and dimensions, and
Yeah.
different dimensions that he was able to see in different levels of heaven.
Yeah.
Supernatural protection from
Mm-hmm.
certain things that have happened, such as
Yes.
the story of Shadrach,
Mm-hmm.
Meshach, and
Mm-hmm.
Abednego. If any of you don't know who that story is, that's about a story of three people whose faith was so strong and they got put inside this hot burning furnace.
Right.
They lit it up, threw hot coals, lit it up with fire, oil, everything. And for some odd reason, when they opened it up, when they were finished trying to scorch them and burn them, they were untouched, unscathed. Nothing happened to them.
Right.
Speaking in unknown languages.
Okay.
So people think about speaking in tongues, right?
Right.
But that goes beyond just the natural of the what people think that they think speaking in tongues is.
Can I ask you a question? Can I stop you?
Go ahead.
Unpack. Can we have a little conversation about speaking in tongues?
Yes. Do y'all want to have a conversation on about speaking in tongues? Put a one inside the chat because I know a lot of people might have questions about that, and I'm gonna give you my opinion on it, and y'all can share and delve with my thoughts and your thoughts on it. Put a one inside the chat if y'all want to speak on that subject. Okay.
Two ones, one from Taylor, one from CB. Coffee, no cream. That's a one. Taylor, no one is a one. Nomika, hey Nomika. Nomika's a one. CB says, let's go real. She put a one twice. Bidna and Mr. Grenade. I'm screaming. Why they called me Bidna and they called you Mr. Grenade Shirt? I'm screaming. But what are y'all? But at least put a one of Dangala riot. We need to put a one or a two anyways. That's that's hilarious. The Isaac family said one. So we're getting a lot of ones.
Okay.
We're getting
Okay.
a lot.
Because I know, like I said, and this is to just to tap into something inside your mind. Like I said, keep an open mind, everybody. I don't want people
Yes,
thinking
I
that,
don't want anybody to
oh,
get offended.
yeah, I don't want people feeling offended or nothing like right now. Remember, as I said, I want people to put on their critical thinking hats, and we're all going to spread our ideas and things of what we think, and then you can possibly help other people learn. So,
Joshy Poo.
what's going on, Joshua? All right, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for showing up. What's going on, Joshua? What's going on, Empress? All right, so I'm going to ask you,
What's
and
up,
I'm going to
Urban
give you some
Urban
some some
Lounge?
actual knowledge and certain things that I've learned about that with documentation, which people can research this. But what's your thought about the traditional people of speaking in tongues in America, as far as America goes? Do you think
Okay.
that it is an innate ability that people have of speaking in tongues? And or do you think that certain people who speak in tongues, it is a learned aspect through which when you are brought up in church, people hear it, they see it, and then they emulate the other people because of what they're saying, and they kind of may not generally know what they speak of.
Urban Lounge podcast is in here. I see you. I see you, Urban. I know who you are.
What's going on, Urban? Good to see
He
you.
said
Thank you.
he said he's interested to hear our perspective. So okay. So oh man, real. I'm gonna have to make some people mad. I'm gonna have to make some people mad. So I'm just gonna talk about my experience about speaking in tongues, and what I've seen. I will say the first person that I no, yeah, the first person that I've seen speak in tongues, um, okay, it was really weird. So I had this job where this lady didn't like me and she had no reason not to like me. But she would have a prayer circle and she would always invite me to it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to your prayer circle because I love prayer. But dude, you don't even like me. And like, I don't know. But when she would pray, she would speak in tongues. And I don't believe in speaking in tongues. I don't. I think when I hear people speaking in tongues, I feel like it's put on. I do not feel movement from the spirit. I don't feel like it's organically from their my you asked me a question. This is how I look at it. And I'm not here to offend anybody who does it because she's the only person, even though she didn't like me, I didn't dislike her. So I was going to her prayer circle. And honestly, I got a lot from her prayer circle. But she's the only person that I've heard speak in tongues that kind of moved me. But I don't know if I was moved because she was speaking in tongues or I was moved by her prayer because her prayer was amazing. Um, but me personally, I don't agree. It's not like I don't agree with speaking in tongues. I don't know because I feel like, okay, like my church, people in my church speak different languages, right? Different languages. Now, Spanish, tongue in Spanish is lengua. So it's not you're saying language, you're saying tongue, lengua. So when we get together, when the people in English are speaking, the people in Spanish are speaking as well. The people in Korea are speaking Korean, and the people in Chinese are speaking Chinese. Now I could sing some Spanish songs. I've already Spanish hymns I already have and embarrassed myself on my channel. But I can speak some Spanish. I can sing Spanish hymns. I know a little tiny bit of Chinese. So if you say like, Lord Jesus, I love you, I'll know what it means. I know a little bit of Korean. But when somebody is speaking in Spanish, other Spanish people or anybody who speaks Spanish can understand what they're saying. I don't think speaking in tongue, I don't think it means like you're speaking in tongue and I don't even understand what am I getting from you if I don't understand what you're saying. To me, speaking in tongues means many tongues, many languages. Means like if I can speak Spanish, I can understand what you're speaking. When I've heard people speaking in tongue, I like John Gray. When he speaks in tongue, I feel like it's a performance. I'm just like, I love you, John, but you acting real goofy. Let me calm down. I just don't get anything from it. In my church, we don't speak in tongues in my church. If you did, and it was from the Lord, nobody would tell you not to or whatever. It just in my experience, I've never seen it as like not like it's a positive thing. I've always seen it as just it means nothing unless you're speaking a tongue that people can understand. What I don't, you know, I'm not reading the comments, but I'm really trying really hard not to offend anybody, but I don't speak in tongues. I might when I'm in the spirit, and if I go to like a Spanish speaking conference, I might say something in Spanish, but that's about it. If I say something in Spanish at a Spanish speaking conference, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know.
Indeed.
I'm not trying to offend anybody, but go ahead, Real.
Okay. So this might come to a shock to a lot of people, right?
Let's go.
So in a lot of the old culture, and this
Right.
is known in, okay, like let's say that certain people who've been inside like the military, right? We've been to different countries and different things, right? And there's always stories that echo through the halls, that echoes through the barracks of like
Mm,
speaking in tongues.
yeah.
There's been old writings, old encyclopedias of speaking in tongues, right? Now, from my understanding and what I've seen with my own eyes from certain things and certain things that have happened to people, right? Speaking in tongues is originally meant to be speaking in an unknown language.
Mm,
Speaking in tongues means speaking in foreign tongue.
mm-hmm,
So the the old way of someone speaking in tongues was originally supposed to be have been given the ability to speak
mm,
in a foreign tongue where you never knew that language ever before. So
okay.
not the traditional, the people right? I'm talking about if you went to a region along the Silk Road, right, y'all? And let's say that you were to trade with certain tribes, trade with another land, or you were had a faith that you were trying to speak the gospel of peace to someone else, right? Apparently and allegedly, an unknown language would come over you
Mhm.
to be able to speak to those people, but then you would be speaking that language back, and you needed an interpreter to be able to translate those languages. So like, you know, you would be speaking like let's say like Cantonese Mandarin. So if people come through and they're like, you know, she she down za, ni hao ma, dun
Right.
je, xing ye kuai lo, din jiao ma diu zuo za,
What does that
you know,
mean?
like, hello, how are you? I hope all is well. Oh, this is the time for the Happy New Year, you know. Or if you were like, you know, a German person, "Korstes das as dos stunad," you know,
Right.
or even goes to like French, you know, if somebody's speaking, they're like, oh, bel fromage, comment allez-vous, frère?
Right.
Like, what? Please, Father Cheese.
Right.
It, like, that was supposed to be speaking in different tongues. And I can go even further with this, right,
Go
y'all?
first.
This is something to have y'all critical thinking. If that
Yep.
wasn't speaking in tongues, right? Think about the people out there who go through traumatic injury, right?
Mhm.
There's been noted plenty of times right out there, right? Where
Mhm.
people have gone through traumatic brain injury.
Right.
And for some odd reason, it knocks their gudum gamma loose.
Mhm.
Something's going on with their pineal gland, and it gets hit so hard to the point they can be from the ghetto, they
Yep.
can be from the hood, they can
Absolutely.
be from the trailer
Yeah.
park, they can be from somebody who's lowly, they can be someone who's even from the suburbs and never even thought about studying a different language. And when
Absolutely.
these people wake up all of a sudden,
Autism. Autistic. Yep.
even autistic,
Yep.
they're speaking another language, speaking in a different tongue,
Mhm.
knowing a
Fluently.
full language without even
Fluently.
never
As
been able to study
their
it.
home. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
No,
know
no,
Wanda
that's fine.
said. I know Wanda said that. She said, "Just be careful. Just be careful." One second, 'cause I read it. Well, she had an experience of speaking in tongues, but she did say something to the part of speaking in tongues should not confuse people because God is not the author of confusion. So
Right.
and yeah, I agree with that too. But she said she has her own experience of speaking in tongues, and Wanda for sure I would love to hear that. And
And
then
see, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that type of speaking in tongues, where I'm sure that that is a type of language, because I've done my research. And if you literally go to the Aramaic language of the
yeah,
Aramaic people, who their
hmm
language, that's still a dialect. The language of the Aramaic people,
hmm
you can go look this up for yourself right now.
hmm
Their language, and they look at people over inside America in certain countries, and they're like, oh, like, why are they speaking our language? You there, that language is completely identical to
okay.
what people speak in tongues. So you know
Ah, yes.
that's exactly the stuff that the people who speak the broken Aramaic language speak. And they're like, oh, that's our language. And that's the
Ah,
language of old.
hmm,
So the people are like, well, they sometimes people do speak it, and that might, so my theory on that, that
yeah.
have might have been a language maybe of certain higher beings, maybe preferably angels. It could have been,
Right.
and that could have been like one of the first languages passed down. And I think that's why people might speak in that language, because that was maybe one of the first languages like that have may have been given down. But you have to, people, you like, this is just a critical thinking, right? You have to remember that there are good beings and there's bad beings.
Right.
There's good angels and there's bad language. I mean, bad angels, right?
Mhm.
Or good beings, good spirits, good aliens, bad aliens, whatever, however you want to put it. So I suggest that certain people be careful and know what they're saying, because if that is the language of God and the language of angels, right? there were some that were fallen and some were bad, right?
Right.
You don't know what you're saying. And you could be speaking curses over yourself. You could be speaking good things over yourself.
Come on.
And you're
Come on.
speaking something and you're not knowing what you're saying because at that
Right.
moment,
Come
if you're
on.
not in good standing, right? Something does possess you and you're speaking inside this language, but you can't obviously interpret it. And I have yet to have anyone in so many different places that I've been to, so many different states. I'm a well-traveled guy, y'all.
Right.
I have yet to have anyone interpret it. I've never had anyone be able to interpret what anybody says, even some of the high people, high elders. No one has been able to interpret it. And from my understanding, and I saw that Motivated and Marlene put that too. Aren't you supposed to have an interpreter?
Yeah.
Demons talk backwards to be insulting to the power of the spoken word. Yeah, and indeed they do. Just like with God, they always call things dog and this to try to. I get it.
What's up? What's up, Stephanie? And Stephanie, she said, "Come on, real." Taylor said,
So
"Yes, demons talk backwards." Yeah, you're right. You're right, sis. You're right. Or
I'm not
Brian.
saying that it's a bad thing, right?
But
But I just
you
want. Hmm?
have you been somewhere where people were speaking tongues and either felt like um either felt like "Gotta get out of here," or felt like I can't wait till this is over, or has it like irked your spirit or made you feel any kind of way? Have you ever had that experience ever?
Um, absolutely, absolutely. And the reason why I say this is because I know that. Let's say that when I was younger, like I had went to college, y'all. So when I was in college, one of my main um, you know, you have to do certain classes and you have to take up like extracurricular classes. And one of mine was like religion. So,
Love
like
it.
I was actually trying to be a doctor or trying to be like a nurse because I wanted to have my own practice, but I ended up not passing the state test. But anyways, let's get back on subject. So when I learned that, there was a lot of things that I found out, right?
Right.
And one of the teachers, one of the professors there told me, I think that, you would be good if you did this. There's different, religions that you could talk about. There's different things and to go to seminary school. And I saw that a lot of people who were there. So, he did his thing at the school, no disrespect to him. But I saw that a lot of people that he had around at these different places and stuff, it was almost like they were practicing how to speak in tongues. They were practicing it. So I saw plenty of that, and it's just like
Okay.
and no disrespect to anybody's sexuality, because
Right.
y'all know I don't judge people on sexuality whatsoever. So let's get that straight. But like,
Right.
let's say like a lot of the guys who would be in church and all this stuff and playing, the ones who would play on the drums and all this stuff. Sometimes they'd be a little, hey, and it's okay.
It's
But
okay.
all of them would just be like, they'd be playing around and do a little twerking and oh, hush, and
Oh,
it was a whole lot of that going on.
twerking. You said
Yeah.
twerking?
Yeah.
Like twerk?
What's going on, Ricky? Yes. Like it was kind of like a joke. Like during like okay, they was practicing for the instruments, they was practicing on the pianos, practicing this, practicing that, right? But
I'm
it was
screaming.
kind of like a
Yeah,
joke.
I'm screaming. She said I've had that experience when someone sitting next to me goes into that nonsense. You guys, don't be offended. I get an instant attitude and I let my feelings be known by my body language. What's up, Rinky? What's up, Rinky? All right, go
Yeah,
ahead, Ria.
yes. And like I said, I'm not doubting that there is a real part of that language, right? That is being spoken. Like, do I believe that someone can be inhabited by their higher self, which is basically the spirit? Because when you align yourself and do good, what you call the Holy Spirit or the higher self or yourself, when you're aligning yourself, it can tap into higher things.
Yep.
And I think at that moment people become possessed, but
Mm-hmm.
is what you're saying good or bad if you have no idea what you're saying? Like that's what I'm trying to get at. Like what if what you're
Somebody brought
saying?
up that they felt like speaking in tongues was not good or bad. They just saw it as witchcraft. And me, there's a song in our hymnal that says, "Thus wholly mastered and possessed by God, for from my life, spontaneous and free, shall flow a stream of tenderness and grace, loving because God loved eternally." So if I'm possessed, I want to be possessed by God wholly. But anyways, you had said possession. That verse had come to me. But anyways, go ahead, real.
Yeah. So it's just something that I wanted people to like think about because I do know like in controlled settings, if you were to take someone who didn't know about speaking in tongues in a language, and if you place them inside of a setting where they were never in the church background and they never seen other people speak in tongues, right?
Right,
I
right.
want to know would that person still, if they hadn't seen someone else doing it, and you took them out of that setting, and let's say that you brought them in 15 years later, they're 15, 20 years old, they're real good, they're aligned correctly, they're ascended with their mind because they've been doing morally things, they have faith inside God. Would that person be able to speak in tongues, not seeing someone else doing it? Like they've never seen it, they've never been trained to do it. And okay, this is what you got to say, this is what you got to do. If they were placed inside of an environment where they never seen it, would they be able to speak in those type of tongues, the Aramaic language that is normally spoken in
I
the church?
mean, maybe they might. The only thing I've ever seen when it comes to
It's Latin too.
getting to the point of speaking in tongues is just like praise, the overabundance of praise to the Lord in their language, where the spirit takes over, where you're no longer, in the flesh, but you're now in the spirit with God. You're mingled with God as one spirit. And when I have seen that, they've always spoken their native language. I mean, the question. I mean, maybe sure, like this one lady, she spoke in tongues, and I don't know if it was the speaking in tongues that got me or the fact that the spirit was there that got me. It might have been the spirit, because after she spoke in tongues, I was like, all right, I'm out, but I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. I mean, what does the chat say? I don't know. That's a very, very good question. That's a very,
So
very.
CB said no, and Urban does bring up a good point too, because I was going to get to that in Acts 2. It says it like they spoke their native language, and I think a lot of people skip past that. People like, no, it's called speaking in tongues, but it says when they spoke in tongues and spoke in their own tongues. Two, one of the original like languages of which the old text was brought up in was, yes, Greek, Aramaic, and Latin. And I think a lot of people just push past that and say no because of like, like what people are saying, like a lot of the words that we have, it's like, words for like light that used to be like, illuminus or lijos. The word Christ, that original was logos. It was like logos. And a lot of people, they don't want to hear this, but if you
And
go
they need
back,
to hear it, though. They need to hear it, because they need to hear it, though, because those are it'll take you deeper into if you long for a deeper understanding of the Lord. If you need to know those words and know what those words mean, for you to go deeper. We do have a brother at our church who diligently learned Hebrew, and Greek Latin. He did. And actually, people might roll their eyes, but he actually um re um he actually rewrote. I can actually send you a Bible. They're super expensive, but I helped proofread it. But anyways, he reread he he re because of our Holy Bible and our Old Testament, New Testament are together, and he went through there and made the meaning to be something where it was like a deeper, like going into it wasn't so superficial. It was deeper. You know what I mean? And just that you're required to go deeper, and you're required to do things. The way that he translated the Bible the original languages was very and he puts, and not only that, but there's the footnotes. So say you're reading First Timothy 1, there's gonna so they'll say, if it's the verse, by the verse there'll be a footnote to it to further explain that verse, to further our Bible is really thick. I'll do a short about it. um to further explain that verse, so the deeper meaning of the verse and what the Lord wanted out of that certain person, or what was the expectation or what was the expectation. But we have a really, really, really neat Bible. And real, if you want one, I can send you one. I don't know if you have what you got. I'm not going to get all up in your business, but if you have a PO box or whatever, I'll send you one for free. I think you would enjoy it. But yeah, I understand what you're saying about logos and knowing all of those words, and being able to go deeper with that. And then when you read the Bible, get into your spirit. Don't read the Bible in a very outward way. Um, get into your spirit when you read the Bible. You'll get a lot more out of it. You'll get a lot more out of it. You'll get a lot closer to God. You'll get a lot closer to others, which is like one of my problems. I don't really like. Um, I kind of like to have my relationship with the Lord. But go ahead, real. Where you dropped off? Where you dropped off? I just wanted to.
Oh, no,
Have,
no, no. So I'm just reading a lot of stuff inside the chat. And
okay.
like I said, I like how everybody's, giving their perspective on different things. And it says, Oz, yep, for example, if your language is in English, you heard it in English. If your language is in Spanish, you heard it in Spanish. It's like the translate headphones that they use at the United Nations. Correct. And who that said, years ago when I was in my
I
30s, my
thought I
girlfriend,
was gonna say that, like the headphones they use at the United Nations. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah,
exactly, it translates for everybody just like that. So when someone's speaking of the different languages, it's like being translated automatically, and people
right.
know what other people are saying.
Right. I love that.
Right, right.
Friend
Who that
said,
says,
"Yep." So, for
use
example, if your language is, oh, you already read that. You read who that? Who that said my girlfriend and I said it's time to get out of there. Yeah, I'm not against speaking in tongues. I just don't believe in it. Jesus was the man Christ, was his divine level of consciousness. My Hindu guru even loved Jesus. I have read about a lot of out of body experiences, near death experiences, I should say. Um, and I don't know if we're done talking in tongues, but I just feel like at the end of the day, whatever you worship and whoever you worship, like they're what they take back from it is that you're supposed to be kind. You're supposed to be kind to people. They want you to love people and show people how to love. Like that's one of the things where people always say, like, this person was very, very loving. I didn't want to leave because there was so much love. And the love that they gave me, they're like, I can't really give that kind of love to people because I'm not, you know what I mean? But they for sure, whenever they have those experiences, it's like loving your neighbor, being kind to people. Like that is the number one thing that whatever being it was, because the being was not seen in the flesh. It was just a being that you knew was there, that you knew that was all knowing and all you just knew that and the thing was to treat everybody kindly and love your neighbors. Like that was like the number one thing that they brought back. What do you think
right,
about that?
right.
What do y'all think about that? I'm glad y'all are chiming in the chat. Did I just put?
And 5267, I get what you're saying. Like I get what a lot of people say. And see, the thing is, I'm not a person who's stuck on a one track mind, except for when I'm trying to do my purpose. But when
Mhm.
I'm very unbiased to what people say and think and how they feel, because what people have to understand is this is why a lot of people are jumbled up and fight and have discord. Someone else's perspective and their energy on how they're protruding in life, meaning like they might be operating at 40%, 50%. This
Right.
person, you know, I got all this work going on. I have to work full time. I have to do this. I got so much stuff implanted on me that you're bombarded with so many tasks and distractions. You might not be able to see something. And this person over here, they might, their mind is to a certain point where they have the universal celestial glasses on, which has been put inside them. So now they're able to see things at the side of their eye. They're able
Mhm.
to see spirits. They're able to see things inside the sky, or what people might perceive as aliens, and somebody else might not see that. So you got these two people over here, they seen the exact same thing and can describe it to each other. But then you got this crowd of 20 people over here who's standing there, they didn't see a thing. So I'm
Right.
open to people's perspective, because you might not be operating in the same sense in your same like spiritual self
Mhm.
versus your fleshly self as somebody else. So this is why I take an account to be able to want to hear what people have to say. So I definitely understand. Go ahead.
What do you feel about the mantra that of kindness and love, and that's kind of what most of them feel? Or is it that part of what you just said, or
So like who's mantra of love? Like
like
who?
what people have near death experiences?
So the thing is, when people have NDEs, like near death experiences, first
Mhm.
of all, like I have to let y'all people know, like, right? When we speak of love, and I explained this inside of another live, right? You can't think of love being in a one track way, right? A lot of people think love is kind and dear and loving. You have to get that thought out of your head, right? Because that's what most people think.
Oh, no. When I was younger and I did something wrong and my mom popped me, I thought that was love.
Exactly. So, like, say for instance, right?
I didn't do
Somebody
it.
could be attacking your family, right?
Yeah.
And because you love your family or your children or your mother or your grandmother or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend so much, and they're dear to you, so now you have a connection with them, whether it be spiritual or loving or physical connection, right? You love that person so much, you're willing to attack this person or this thing that is trying to unalive your family or trying to rob them for a pair of sneakers. So they're willing to, unalive them, or because this person is horny, they want to, grape somebody who's underage for no reason. And because you have love for this, you're willing to defend and protect this person over here, be out of love, out of pure natural nature, nurture filled love. But somebody
Love
else
that.
who sees that, you know
Yep.
what they're gonna think?
Yep.
You're being violent.
Yep.
You're putting your hands on somebody. And it's just like, no, it's just like a mother bear.
Don't
Like a
touch
mother bear.
mine. Don't touch mine. You're not gonna like my kind of love. Love I have for my family. I'm gonna protect them. I get it. I That was a great response. That was a great response. Love
So
that.
love comes in many different forms. Just like if you love your freedom, right? If you love your peace, like I'm gonna break it down real quick for y'all, right? A lot of y'all people inside this chat, right? Y'all love y'all peace, don't y'all? And when someone interrupts your peace, you love your peace so much that you're willing to cut off certain toxic people or certain toxic situations, and other people are going to look at that like,
Why aren't you dealing with me? Oh, what about forgiveness? Oh, you're supposed to tolerate my disgusting, deplorable,
You're
despicable
forgiven.
behavior upon you. But if you love yourself and love peace, you're gonna want to be able to detach yourself from that. So that doesn't mean, and then certain people will throw that on you. No, well, if you love me enough, you'll stay and keep letting me do this until I get it right. And it's just like, no, that's love too. Self-love. Self-love will allow you to be able to pull yourself out of a situation. So love has many different aspects and
And
chapters to it.
sweetie, I will pray for you, but you can't be around me. Evan J. Mack. Um, what did he say? He basically said that he feels as if, or she, because we're not, um, he said that he feels that all religions have the same basic goals to find the infinite bliss and peace. And bliss and peace, right? When you come to my channel, I try to start with saying shalom, 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 shalom. Peace. I'm after peace. I want peace in every aspect of my life. I don't want any kind of chaos. I'm after peace in my life. If there's chaos, I'm looking to get to the peace. Um, and I just want people to know that peace, bliss, heaven, all of that stuff is readily available. It's always readily available. It's not, you don't have to die to experience these things. A natural death. You do not have to die to experience the Lord's supernatural peace. You don't have to die to experience what heaven I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe not like heaven and all of its greatness. Cause I feel like maybe if you experience that as a human being, you would like implode and explode at the same time, right? But all the goodness of God and all the fruits of the spirit, everything that God has promised us, and everything you can experience that at any time. And I'm saying you can experience heaven and still wake up tomorrow and have to brush your teeth and go on about your business. So I'm bliss for real, like the Lord always, he's going to give you, he's going to give you those experiences. You just have to turn, you have to turn to him, you have to open to him, you have to be open to him. Go to your secret place, go to that, and then just allow yourself to be open to the Lord, and and ask him for what you want, and ask him for what you need, and ask him, say, Lord, I just want, I want this, I want that, I want to have this kind of experience. Well, Lord, what is this? I feel like it's scary. Let me have an experience. And you'll get it. You'll get it. You don't, it's, you'll get it. You're living in time and space, but the Lord isn't. And you are connected to the Lord. You're connected to him. So you can have that experience of not living in time and space. You really can have that. And still be able to do everything that you need to do on time. But I just want you guys to know that before I ask real a weird question, unless he has a question for me. But I just want to let you guys know that you can always the God is right there everywhere we turn. He wants us to experience heaven, and so he wants to give us taste of heaven. So we want more, we want more, we want to get there. And how we get there, it's different for everybody. Do I believe in the 144,000? Maybe, like, not really, but like, if you put it in a certain way, I could probably see what it means. But I don't even know why I brought that to the forefront. But you got a question for me, Rio?
Yeah, I got a question for
Not
you and
my
everybody else.
you.
Are you able to hear me?
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right. So the question is, y'all know I got to throw it in because I want to keep y'all. I'm glad that y'all are engaged. But you see
Let's
this
do it.
mic right here?
See what?
I said, so I have this mic. Like, can you hear
Mhm.
me when I speak into this mic? This is
I
a
don't think I can hear a difference.
oh, you don't
Try
hear a
again.
difference?
No.
Mm. I'm like, what if I just scream to into this really loud? Like I put this mic thing right
Get
here,
your
and I screamed mad loud into the thing.
money
What's
back.
going on, right?
Get your money back now.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
messed
glad that
up.
y'all can hear me fine. I
We
hope that
can hear
this is
you,
not
but
too
not
loud.
amplified. If anybody put a one, can you hear anybody him amplified? Hey Rodney, what's up, Rodney?
What's going on, right
Evan said he could hear you not loud. Fantastic Five said not loud.
now? Okay, okay, good. What's going on, Miss T? What's
Hey
going on,
Miss
Rodney? Make sure I ain't miss nobody.
Hey Miss T with the T. All right.
Okay, so the main basis of me having this conversation is I think that a lot of people, like I said, what if you're suppressed? And I think a lot of people are suppressed. I think a lot of people are being taught that they're less than, and I think that a lot of people on here, even on YouTube, like I have a feeling that for some odd reason, the people when they come on here and when they go where they go to, and when people are put in specific communities, I just have this strong innate feeling that people are meant to know certain people, go through certain things, whether you go through arguments, whether you go through trolls, whether you go through disembarkments on this YouTube platform. And for some odd reason, it's bringing you to a stronger clarity inside your mind to be able to find your stronger self and to have a stronger purpose, because I just feel that people are greater than their output. I feel that people are greater. I feel like people have a great purpose, and I feel like people have untapped abilities that they need to tap into. And it's going to sound crazy to a lot of people. It is, but if that's the kind of thoughts that you want to have and you feel like, well, I'm not greater than and no, none of this stuff exists, I think it does. As a matter of fact, I'm more than sure that it does. And I think I need people. I want people to be able to find their true self and open up, and even down just to their ability, their creativity. And I know that there's a spark inside people that they know that they feel this. They know that it's happening, but I feel that people are afraid to express this because of what other people think. I think people are afraid to express certain things because of feeling like judgment and, oh, you got to fit into this certain type of crowd and I got to do this, wear this, speak this certain way. And it's like, what if you're suppressing yourself just to try to fit in? I think you need to be yourself.
Always be yourself. And will you be judged? Yes. Will you be ridiculed? Yes. Will people talk about you behind your back? Yes. Will people not want to come around you? Yes. But you being greater than what you are right now, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Why stay stagnant? Why stay stagnant? And those people that are judging you and talking about you, why would they why would they care? Why would you care so much? Why would you care so much? Are they changing your life? Are they making your life greater? Are they bringing you something that's going to cause you to become better than what you are? Do they see a greater purpose in you than the normal person would see? Because if I see a greater person purpose in you than the normal person will see, I'm going to tell you. And at the end of the day, you can take it or you can leave it. And everybody that knows me knows I'm always on people's behinds. Because I will wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have done this for somebody, and I've done this for somebody who I know for a fact she wishes that she was still around me. Because one thing about Cinna, I always want you to be greater than what you are, because I know that you're greater than what you are because I see it. because I see it. And once I see that, it could be 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dang, I can't wait till it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, so I can call the person and be like, listen, this is what I saw. Now you don't have to take what I said as word for word. You might get another interpretation of it that's different, but kind of the same. But if I can be greater than I am now, and and anybody that's not celebrating, that's not anybody that's not pushing me forward, anybody that's not sharpening me, anybody that's not making sure I'm not fading out, anybody that's got my back, like those are those. If you're not helping me, then why do I care about how you feel about me either? I don't need to impress you. You don't need, because you're definitely not here to impress me. You're here to keep me down from being what I'm supposed to be. And you're an antichrist. Basically, you're an antichrist to me.
Right,
But not
right.
me. Cinna loves you. Cinna loves you. One thing about Cinna loves you. If you decide, um, if you decide, if you decide you want to go against Cinna, and that makes you coin, or that gives you a heads up or something, that's on you. But if I love you, there's gonna be a day where I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and the Lord will be like, tell Real to start a line of Pocahontas wigs. And I'll be like, Real, you need to start a line of Pocahontas wigs. And guess what? They need to be on a spear, or you need to sell it with a sword next to it. That's what it is. Then that's what it is. I ain't keeping it to myself. And you might be like, I don't want to do that. But you know what? If I did something like this, man, this would make me happy. If I did my RoboCop outfit, right? And I'm making money that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. Or Real, like, get your passport. You need to go to, you need to start traveling. You need to start traveling. Um, you know, Evan J. Mack, like, you need to go to Stater Bros today, and you need to talk to a lady with red hair. She's waiting on you. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. I always want you. I always want people to be better than, greater than what they are. Especially if you're younger than me. If you're younger than me, bypass everything that I've ever done.
Mhm,
Younger than
mhm.
me, taste the Lord more than I did. Don't have the I had an episode where I was atheist. Don't do that. Don't do that, because God was laughing. He was laughing at me like, girl, please. You know?
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm,
No, I
and
always want you, especially if you're younger than me. I want you to be greater. I want you to be greater than what you are, and I want you to be just, yeah, greater in general. I want everybody to be greater in general, and that's be be better than, and better than. And
facts.
that is not a negative way to, I think that people, I sometimes I think that, and let me remind you guys, I am a Black woman. um
Let's see.
I do feel that we have a lot of mindset that need to be broken down. And one for me is like, as a Black person, you're going to suffer. God wants you to suffer. If you're not suffering, then you're not getting God. Like, why would God not want you to be at peace? Or I'll see like a couple who have a business off of YouTube. They have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. If anybody who's smart knows, like, I mean, you know, they have the YouTube, they're probably getting money from YouTube, but the bulk of their money is coming from their business, and they're on there and they're just throwing their kids a $15,000 party. I'm like, throw them a $16,000 party. You got the money. Why are we hating on people who are, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna be poor. Like we need to start having this having we're you're gonna be poor mentality. When tell the Lord to bless my friends, I tell them to bless them financially too. I'm not saying love money. I'm saying that financially, I mean, without having money, I wouldn't be able to live here. We need to have this like, oh, we have to be poor and just so no, like the Lord does not. He's not. He doesn't dislike us. The world might. There might be people who dislike Black people. The Lord doesn't. So I do hate for people to be like, oh my gosh, your kid don't need a $16,000 party. No, they don't, but they had one and it was cute. So I'm gonna be one person that's like, do a next time, do it for 17,000. I'll tell you what to get for $17,000, or just somebody who comes on and they're always in an upbeat, upbeats, in an upbeat, they're always upbeat. Good things are always happening. I pray for that more and more. I pray for that couple to get more. I mean, you're not it, and then if you're doing something with it, and I don't have to know, it's none of my business if what you're doing with it or not, but if you're doing stuff with it, you're helping people out with it, get more. Lord, let them have more. I don't, we are going to suffer like everybody else suffers. And we do suffer because we do have, experience racism. We do experience it. By the way, when you're on my channel, you can talk about race, and white people, you can come on my channel, you can talk about race too. I have white friends. We talk very, very candidly about race. But I just wanted to say that Black people, the Lord, he is not out just to make Black people suffer. It's okay for us to have great weeks, great months, great years, make money, take care of our family. I'm not going to die and then just spend all my money. No, I'm leaving my money for my kids and my grandkids, and yeah, generational wealth. We can do all of that. Um, and I just want, as an aside, I just wanted to say that because it was something, it just bothered me right then and there. But yeah, yeah,
It's all good. And going back to what you were saying earlier, I have came to the realization, and this is what a lot of people go through, and this is why I try to help people to, like I said, I don't care about trying to change people. It's just to try to. It's like something that comes over me to try to plant a seed to help people to understand that a lot of people's confidence is tied to the validation of others.
yeah,
And I want people to realize that your confidence, like that, and that's a lot of people, even on here. Oh, I didn't get enough views on my video, or not enough people showed up to my live, or
right,
oh, I didn't get no compliment and it's stuff like that. And it's just like your confidence should not be tied to the validation of what others say or think of you. And I'm gonna give y'all one of the best reasons, right? You could
yes,
very well be doing good,
mm-hmm,
you could very well be doing exemplary. You just
mm-hmm,
might have not got pushed aside the algorithm. You could look good. You could feel good. You could be saying all the right things, right?
right,
And know that you have brought up somebody's day, right? But
yes,
out of hate or disgust or jealousy, right?
mm-hmm,
Someone knows that what you said is good. Someone knows that you're looking good for that day. Someone knows, like, oh, this was a very well put together video, very well put together short. But out of hate or jealousy, disdain, or some spirit over them, they could just automatically disrespect you, try to bring you down, try to lower your spirit, try to lower your vibration, just to throw hate on you. And now, since your confidence is tied to what these people are saying, it's like it could all be a lie. It's like a lie.
And because you're validating yourself off what people say, it's like you could look very well, look good, but somebody like, oh, 5 people don't like you. You're ugly. I don't like the way you look, or this is that, or I don't like your cards. I don't like your cooking. I don't like what you're saying. But it could very well be, the cream of the crop. So you gotta dissociate and disassociate yourself with being connected with what people say, because it could just be a lie, and your confidence is
Personally, I'm
built.
not. Me personally, I ain't disassociating myself from a blood clot thing. The this is the way I feel. Okay, the way I feel. First of all, my upbringing. I had my mom and my dad around. Now they're Caribbean. Caribbean people, they will chop you down to the ground. They will chop you. If if I might like you know how it is. You know how it is in real. Now, if I didn't have that upbringing, it might be things that really, really, really bother me, right? That really, really bother me. And there are things that I am going to get fixed. I'm gonna let y'all know that I am a little vain, and I am gonna get a little tiny bit of plastic surgery. But when it comes to me, okay, when it comes to me, and I guess it's different because the your trolls are like I think your trolls are like, when you watch lives, you can go up and down, you could see or go up and see different lives. Like I feel like your trolls are like people who are just live hopping. My trolls are people that I know. What's
Oh,
up?
no, no, agreed, agreed, agreed. And I want
Okay.
people to realize that too. There's different types of trolls on
Yeah,
here, and
so
there's
there's different types
trolls that
of
will scroll, and there's trolls who know you, and it's their mission to create different pages to try to combat your mind and combat you from what you're doing, but just simply because they just don't like it, they don't like you, or your spirit irritates their lower vibrational demonic beings that are on them. So they'll create these pages, and people, will say, oh, that's narcissistic thinking. You best believe people do that on this app. These people
for
on
sure.
this app will do that to you and create different pages and troll you and this and act like there's somebody new just because they don't want to see you up here. And if you're missing for 4 days, it gives them absolute just delight, thinking like, good, I hope you don't make another video. Oh, good, I hope you don't come up here. Like, I'm serious. I've literally had people tell me these things about other people in different sectors and even to me, and I was hoping you was and I'm just like, what
Taylor
causes
said,
it to
"Why weren't you
tell?
in my live? Why weren't you in my live, y'all? I'm not, y'all. I'm not like getting a BBL or what. I'm just chopping off a little bit of my arm
My
fat.
life.
Okay, all right, y'all. I ain't getting. I'm only getting one procedure done. But so yeah, there are different trolls. So the trolls that come into my chat, I know who they are. And so before I was like, I don't care if the trolls come in, and I told my moderators, like, if the trolls come in, they can come in as long as they're funny. Like if they're funny, they can come in. And then I was going down a page. I was going down checking YouTube one time, and there was this guy that was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop moderating for people who let their trolls stay in their chat, because it's hard for me to see somebody that I care about getting clowned. So I was like, you know what? The day after that, I was like, you know what, moderators, let's not have any trolls anymore. And But the thing is, when it comes to me, um, because I was chopped down, and then my parents always raised us up, right? I got my confidence from my parents because that's where I come from. And my parents have had nothing but good to say about their 4 kids. Now, if we're not doing good, they're gonna let us know. But that's where my confidence comes from. So you can't come in and shake my confidence because I didn't get my confidence from you. First of all, if you come in and you lie about me, what is that supposed to do to me? If you come in and then you make fun of me, what is that supposed to do to me? I blocked you. I blocked you out of my life. You've come back into my life. You can't stay away from me. You can't. And the people that can't stay away from me, they're in here now. They're in
Oh
here now.
yeah, I
And
saw
I
some of the
if you
messages that
guys
was being
listen to go ahead, go ahead, Will.
directed at you, and I was like, it's way too personal of what certain people are saying, where I know it's just not a
Oh, have they
normal.
come in here?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they come in here.
They
Okay,
they
okay,
came
okay, okay.
inside
Okay, let's
here
see.
too. Like, what's going on, Ryan? It's good to see you, and Jelly, and the stuff they were saying. But moderators,
Hey,
they was
Reinhardt.
hurrying up, taking the messages out. Not gonna say this, but they were saying certain things, and I'm just like,
Oh.
it's the same stuff that they say inside your chat.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
They were saying that in here, but the
Okay,
moderators
cool,
got
cool,
to
cool,
it.
cool, cool. Okay, cool. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, I'm on my channel. Why y'all in here? But thank y'all for being here. Y'all are fans. I appreciate it. I don't have any ill will towards you guys. I feel really bad that I've blocked you and you've come back in another channel. I feel really bad for you. And it's because you guys say the same things. And for some reason, you guys feel like you guys are hurting me in some way. And you're not. If you were, you would know because I would take what I needed to take. And also, people need to know. And let me tell you something. Then this has happened. People have gone at lengths with other YouTube creators to destroy their lives, not knowing that I can say my name right here. You might not say your name, but I'll know what your name is. And if you're doing something to me, I can do the same thing to your family member, and that has happened. People's family members have gotten evicted. CPS, y'all when y'all start to get in people's life, try very lightly. But yeah, I thought that yeah, I so yeah, so they've already been in here. Okay, they've already been in here. Okay, cool. But the thing is like I have power over you. I do not have one troll account trolling anybody. Not one. Everybody that I've blocked, I did go back and I've walked from one person, and that person is the one person that I would never talk to. I don't really care about that person. I don't even think that person is legit 100% a human being. I'm not even joking with you. I think this person is literally a devil. And I watched some of the things that she said, and I almost screamed. I almost screamed by how stupid the stuff that she said was. But now I don't go to anybody. And even like I've also told my friends, like, if you're gonna talk about this person, I'm not gonna be in the chat. Like I don't care. I don't care about these people, but I do wish them well. I wish them well. Yeah.
Right, right.
Like,
And
are we gonna have to? Are they coming in now? Like, are we
oh
gonna have
yeah,
to
of
cut?
course, of course. Oh, nice wig, this, that, and oh, something about this
Y'all just
transitioning. This,
don't block them though. Don't block them though, because it messes with Reels algorithm and stuff. Just time them out. Don't block
yeah,
them. Don't block 'em.
y'all can time them out, but y'all don't have to block them. And what
And
people have to.
they're not bothering me. Y'all, they're not bothering. They're not bother. They do not affect my life.
But
They
I
don't
agree
affect
with
my
you.
life.
That's the
I
same
have
thing
more
with me.
positive people in my life than I have negative. Y'all might be the only negative people in my life. And you're not a negative because you're not in my life. I'm in your life because you choose for me to be in your life. And you have to be in my life. And that's the way I'm designed.
Right,
That's
like
I'm
this
designed.
trolls now. Like, go ahead. Here, I'm gonna give you something to talk about. He's brushing his beard, that janky beard that he got on his face during a live.
No,
Look
no,
at it.
no.
It's
Your
like
beard's cool.
yes.
Your beard's cool. You straight. You straight.
And it's cool. Realizes it's a good video. And when it comes to troll too, right? That's
Hey,
another thing that we could
Pringle.
discuss is what if the trolls are people that you know or that don't like you, and people like y'all have to understand this, right? There's another reason why I don't disclose a whole lot of information, because
Yeah.
when I was younger, I had a page, and it was like about my college life and doing certain things, and
Okay.
the page climbed, but then it's like I transitioned out of that life and that page, and I was in certain people's sectors being younger, like in my early 20s to my teens into my 20s, and when I had that page, I saw so much stuff about people like doxing, and when people gave too much information, and people were talking about this and that, and it's
Mhm.
just like, to me, it's like I'm up here for three main reasons, and that is to showcase adventures that I go through,
Number
Right.
two, motivation. And
Motivate.
number three, laughter. That is
Laughter.
on my page. And from my very first video, I stated that's what was going to be my purpose. And like to some people, I don't have to tell certain things. And people like it's like if
No.
you go back to my old videos, you'll see who I'm associated with, who's my family, who's this and that. So certain people might be like, oh, he's this, he didn't say nothing. Yeah, I did. I never not once not said anything. It's in my older lives and my older shorts. I just don't
Oh,
choose to talk about it because
okay.
I've disengaged from certain things because I've seen what certain things can do, and I'm doing it kind of not for myself, but for other people. Because it's like if that's
Okay.
what you want to try to do and dox me and certain people around me and my family, it's like you probably wouldn't want to do that because you might hit the wrong person, and you could dox them and be like, "Oh, they work it." Okay, well, if you want to go down that route, that's on you. You decided to do that on yourself, not me. You
It's not
know.
gonna be
Thank
pretty.
you, work in process.
And that's why I don't
What's up,
worry about
Steve?
things. That's why I don't worry about things
Thank you for
because
the.
it's not gonna be pretty. When it comes to Senna, there's so many people that love Senna. It's not going to be pretty. I'm telling you right now. I got a lot of resources, but the thing is, I really don't want to use it on anybody. I don't want to use them on anybody. So I just want people to just keep it cute. Keep it cute. Just stay to the trolling. Keep it cute because if you do anything else, it's going to be we're just going to have to handle it different ways.
Right, right,
Anyways,
right.
anyways, um, the one that I think is not human, they're about to get taken down anyways.
That brings up another topic.
Let's go.
What if some of these people that you interact with and some of these so-called enemies and people who are being very hateful to y'all, what if they aren't even human?
No, 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 no. The one okay, so this person, so the one person, let me just y'all already in here. Okay, so there's this one person, right? Unfortunately, I shouldn't have this person. Let me take this down because I can see the comments now. Okay, so this person, I'm gonna be very brief because I don't even want this person to get too much shine. But there's this one person. She did a couple lives about me. I've never done a live about her. I don't have any images of her on my. No, no, no. Let me stop. I might have done a live where I've talked about her, and I use humor, so she might not have appreciated my humor. It is what it is, and I use dark humor. So I don't have a live like dedicated to her. I definitely have a live where maybe she was talked about. Um, but I don't sit there and talk about her every day. I don't like think about her so much that I could be talking about somebody else and I'm using her name because I'm thinking about that person so much. She did a live where she was asking me to prove something that had nothing to do with her at all. But at the end of the day, I was talking about my frustrations to my friend, which I'm very much allowed to do. I work who is it? Work in progress 101. Boo, I'm getting a little tiny surgery. It ain't gonna take me that long. But I regret answering her question. What I did was I gave the other person enough time and grace to be like, oh, you know what? This person is telling the truth. Let me go ahead and tell my friend, and that would have been the end of it. But this person lied and still lied about whatever. But whatever. I'm you're whatever. But the person who is talking about me, the person who I've never talked to on the phone, never talked to on the phone. The only time, and I will be straight up and honest, the only time I wanted to talk to them on the phone was to cuss them out in 3D. Okay. Because they were going to talk about, yeah, 3D. Because they had a live schedule talking about my brother and my sister. And I was going to be like, why would you be, why, go talk about something else. You talk about, anyways. Um, this person, the things that they have done on the internet, I do not think that they are human. Like the other people, that I don't like anymore and I don't want to interact with anymore. I still want them to do good in life. I still want them to prosper. I know that they don't want the same for me, and that's okay because it's going to happen regardless. I'm not going into your chat. I actually, the only chat I went in was hers because she would say things so outrageous. I would be on the floor laughing. But this person is not a human being. I do not see this person as a human being. In my
Y'all hear that,
spirit,
y'all?
she is a devil. I don't think that she's Satan. I will never give her that much grace. But in my spirit, she is a devil. And yes, let me tell you something. I was in her chat for a long time. I was not on my journey that I am, my healing journey, my spiritual journey, my physical journey, my financial journey. I was not on my journey. I was going there because it was the circus and I was going to see the clown. And I don't think that she thinks that. I think that she thinks that I think about her the way she thinks about herself, which is completely grandiose. She's really just she's really just like it's really weird how this person thinks. But anyways, yeah. I don't see this person as being a human being. And the funny part is that anybody attached to her, they're you can tell who's attached to her just by like their lives. All their lives are negatives. Their post all the posts on their walls are negative. They are starting to lie. The lies that people have said about me have been so outrageous. I want to say them, but I just don't. Somebody did like the ultimate lie about me, and I almost fell out. And I think that person did a lie about me because I just came back from Cancun. They know that I love Cancun. They know I had a good time in Cancun. This
Mm.
person I've known for 4 years, they haven't left the state that they're in. They'll say that they're leaving, and then they'll come back online and talk about every single thing that has been said since they've been on vacation. And in my life, I go on vacation. I go to nice places. If I say I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do this. I'm trying to feed the homeless. I'm trying to, encourage other people. And when you leave this person's life, if you're not leaving to start a channel to for it to be about her, or you're not, because when I started my channel I never posted her, and the first time she posted me my heart skipped a beat because I was just like, I knew this was going to happen. She was going to find out that I had a channel eventually, but I actually didn't even want this person reposting me. That's how much I
Mm.
didn't want anything to do with her. And I never, when I was in her channel, I was just being entertained. A lot of time I was multitasking. I was still traveling that, and you know what I mean? I just was, I don't, I had no reason to be there, but I was. And I repented about it. I repented about it. And I'm not gonna be in there again. So yeah. So, so yeah, and then I feel like if you're just making me more powerful. You thinking about me every single day, and I'm not thinking about you every single day because I have a life to live, honey, a divine life at that too. So, real, what you got to put? What you got to pick up? What you
Well,
got?
this is
The
my
book
book,
of
my
I
book of ideas.
okay.
No, because you know
Glad
what? It's
you
like,
guys are in this chat. I'm glad you guys are don't give her your energy. No, 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 no. And I wasn't giving her any energy back then. It's just that somebody that I was close to, who I actually cared about and was trying to put them on a path to greatness, not to greatness. And I'm not, she and listen, what I tried to encourage her to do, she didn't have to do. But she knew that not the wrenches. She knew that I wanted to I she knew that I wanted her to move forward. So no, I don't now it's time to let it go, Cinna. You have vented. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't even venting, you guys, because this person has no power over me. I was just I was giving you guys the backstory, but this person never had any power over me. Never, like never in life. So and then you
Right.
don't give people the power of you over you. In order for somebody to have power over you, you have to give it to them. Take it back. Beloveds, take it back. How many wrenches you got there?
You get a rich.
Yeah,
You get a rich. You get
get a
a
wrench.
rich. You get,
Get a wrench.
take my riches back.
Correct.
Can you
Everybody get
imagine
one.
that? Like, what brings us to the Channel 9 news tonight? In other news, on the eastern western coast, YouTuber Real Odds has attempted to take his wrenches back in 2026. And we're getting
No.
mass reports of massive heart attacks all across the United States.
Oh,
We're getting calls on it
oh,
now. If I took
oh.
wrenches away now. But go ahead. I'm sorry. You know how I do. I be tripping.
Y'all, when I get passionate about something, sometimes I start to talk fast and loud. So it wasn't me venting. And I want to say that because I feel like they're gonna read the chat and be like, "Oh, she was venting." It wasn't me venting. This person has no power over me. She has no power over herself. That's why she can't have any power over me. She
It's
literally
okay.
has lost power over a
Get it
lot of.
out. Get it
Yeah.
out because y'all have to understand too, right? Like
I'm just
this is
talking.
what
I'm
I
not getting it
understand,
out.
right?
I'm not venting, you guys. I'm not in the in a. I've never been in
And
a
then
space
let it
like
go.
this before. You know.
It's okay because I understand like me. I told y'all like me. I'm about being real on my page, right? And I know it's like we all do the handy dandy gander of turn the other cheek and let it go, and we can't
Yeah.
let the people. And it's like people. I understand y'all. Like some people really they tickle your fancy and really get in your nerves and get in your skin and piss you off on this platform. It's like me, I'm past that point. People don't. Am I annoyed by certain things that people do? I, I- Absolutely. That's still part of my 3D self here. But do I
Yeah.
let it get to a point where I'm
The
just like,
3D self. We got it. We got to go there. We got to
yeah,
go one day. We got to go there. Your 3D self. Okay. All
yeah,
right.
like which is my flesh self. But it's like now it's to a point where we're just like,
Okay.
I expect people to do certain things. Like me, I go by this motto inside my mind that always it's just like it's like a gear inside my head that always turns around where it's like expect the worst but hope for the best. And I literally like my mind computes and looks at every situation
Mhm.
where like I'm not telling y'all to adhere to that and follow that, but
Uh-huh.
when you start to think that way, like so for some of you it's built in, but that can help you get over so many different things, so many trials, so many tribulations. If you look at situations where it's like any situation, whether it's work, a lover, people on here, certain associates, life, money, look at it as expect the worst out of the situation. Like, you know what, this could happen. Person could turn around being stupid. This person could turn around being dumb. But
Yeah.
I'm going to hope or expect for the best out of this situation or this person. So
You're
when they
right.
do you in or certain things happen, since you kind of expected it, it's like, okay, it doesn't bother me. I expected this out of you because you're carnal thinking or you're 3D, you're operating in your flesh side. You're not
Yeah.
operating in 5 or 6D, you're operating in 3D. So I expect this from
Yes,
you.
you
It,
can. Some people can't operate past 3D. The Queendom Garden, I love that name. That is such a beautiful name. Greetings, everyone. Love and light, brother and sister. Love and light to you too, honey.
hey,
So, love.
Queendom Garden, what's
What's up,
going
Run
on?
182? Y'all are in here. The Isaac family. Blessings, blessings. April 123. Blessings, sis. Good to see y'all.
Yes.
Y'all hit up the like button. Oh, y'all doing good with the likes. And then drop a super status, super chat, super sticker. We're in here.
And
I still
kind of,
just saw disconnect and purposeful. Abuse is mess, and other also say they find and ruin. I don't know what that means. Is if you're
so it
talking to
says,
me,
I still
I'm
saw
definitely.
disconnect and purposeful. Abuse is a mess, and others say they find and ruin. I think I get that. And
What are they trying to say?
so they saw it. They
Hey,
still
Namika,
saw it
honey.
that it was coming, but they were able to disconnect from it. And see, certain people were
Okay,
purposeful.
okay.
Their abuse is a mess, and
Oh,
others,
okay,
and
okay, okay.
also
They say they fine, but then they ruin it. I'm gonna hit the gym. A lot of people there have missed me. Haven't been there for 2 months. It's okay. You know, like expect that on here. That's why this is another thing that I want to pose at y'all as a question, and for you in the chat, right? So
Hmm.
I had wrote it down because y'all know usually I go through this thing off my head, but once
Yeah.
I get all these thoughts in and everything starts to come in, sometimes I
Hmm.
got to start writing this stuff down. Like I literally just be sitting there working, doing my thing at the soup kitchen, helping some of these homeless people, dealing with kids. And I know some people are like, "Oh, real isn't up here enough," because I do things in real
Right.
life. Like I have a real life and purpose
Right.
that I have to achieve and get
Right.
done. So sometimes it's like the easiest thing for me to do is
Girl,
come up
man.
on live.
It's good seeing you. Y'all real I actually aspire to I mean real is he does a lot for the homeless. I would love to inspire a lot of people. Do whatever you can. You know, do whatever you can. Nothing is too little. Nothing is too little. They're so grateful for anything that you can do, and it'll make you feel better. It will make you feel better. I'm at the point where okay, I'm at the point where like I don't even buy name brand things anymore. Like even like stuff that I really like no, I will like to like buy Dove soap, but like I don't buy like my purse. If I show you my purse, y'all would like think it's the funniest thing. I don't buy name brand anymore. I rather just give to the homeless. I rather just give to whoever the Lord wants me to give to and feel good that way. Because a purse, you're gonna like it for one day, and then after day three, what else is it doing for you? Nah, I'd
Right.
rather give it to somebody and change their life. Or at least make their day for that day. And when you do give to the homeless,
Sure.
even though sometimes I will wear gloves because some people are not that sanitary. And also I'm not gonna tell you why, but it is good to give the homeless containers and stuff like that. I'm not gonna tell you why, okay? And also um give them containers, socks are good, and but whatever you have, whatever I had a coat closet. Every I besides one coat and two sweaters, my coat closet is empty. I didn't go out and buy anything. I just gave them. Well, I mean, a lot of my coats I didn't wear. Which why am I keeping coats in my closet that I'm not wearing when I can give it to people who need it? And I also you know, sometimes I will give like girl pants to a guy because I know they'll put it underneath their jeans and stuff like that and be warm and stuff. I'm like, this is for a girl, but you want to put it underneath your pants, and they'll be like, oh, okay, 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 or they'll be like, oh, I know somebody who needs this or whatever. So you know, I'm not going to go on a pulpit, but whatever you guys can do for the homeless, cherish them, nourish them. You know, sometimes all they want is money, and you know, I can't do that a lot because I'm not going to pay for people's habits.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
But there are times when I've given people money because the Lord has told me you give this person money. And and anyways, every little bit counts from every, you know, every little bit counts, and we all have to know that we really do need to know that at any time any of us can fall off. And when I, you know, when I give somebody, here you go ma'am, here you go sir, unless, you know, I call like one of my one of my people who is not here anymore. I used to call him boss man. And he's not here anymore, but I would always call him boss man because he was like the boss of his camp or whatever. But I don't really. I tell people not to give me their real names. I'd rather just, you know, call them sweetheart or whatever, and then just, you know, if I see you, I do for you. And if I know you and I know what you like, I'll just bring what you like. I might have it in the car or whatever. So um sometimes it's a little bit, you know, like if I have like if I have family over and they all gotta fit in my vehicle, like, you know, it could be a little, but I always try to have at least water. What you laughing at? What
I'm
is that?
laughing at Supreme. He's so stupid. He's like, what in the white man's hell did I find?
Who said that?
S- Supreme, Supreme.
Were they erased or are they still in here?
No, he's still inside here. He's funny.
Oh, he
He's a
said, "What
funny
in the world
guy. He's kind of
is this
like me
idea?"
a little bit, but what we just say kind of what's on our mind. But
Oh,
you
you
know,
know
I'm
him.
I'm very filtered, but he's like he says it, and it's just like he kind of says what everybody be thinking, and just
Um,
doesn't care. Like you know.
okay, you know who he is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay. Everybody else is saying hey. Hey, Queen Selection. What's up, sis? Namaste. Love you.
Right, right. So yeah, if anybody just stepping in where we're just basically having a what if conversation. So basically things that are on people's minds that we think and that people you know question inside their minds and people don't really want to talk about. So I'm bringing that to light on here where we're discussing ideas, discussing different things, things that people might be thinking that you might not have a place to talk to it about because you don't want to seem weird, you don't want to seem ostracized, you don't want to
Yeah.
seem put down, and it's like not here. We talking about it here, right?
And I am a Christian. I do identify as Christian. I do go to church. I get thirsty to go to church. I definitely read the Bible and I want to be constituted with the Bible. But I definitely have had experiences, and I love to hear other people's experiences. And people might have a problem with my experiences, but I've experienced them, so I'm going to talk about it. Let me see. Is this too much, real? Because I know when you were talking to Triple, and let me just say, when you and Triple were talking, I got my entire life. First of all, I love it that y'all popped out, and I was like, I didn't even know y'all was gonna do that. That was amazing. That was amazing. It was like so organic. And y'all know you're my tribe. Y'all are both. I always need both of y'all. I all triple will be like, I'll be like, I'm gonna do this, and I'll call Triple, and Triple will be like, nah, sis, and I won't do it. And then something will happen. And I'll be like, dang, is that Triple? No, that's not Triple. I think Triple's live right now. And little sis, I see you. I see your text. I'm sorry. I feel like if I touch your text, I'm gonna exit out of here. So I hope that I'm doing you justice. If not, we're gonna have this conversation again. Okay, so real. So
Yeah.
Triple asked you if you've ever seen anything. What are you doing?
Aim.
He got to fix his thing.
Okay, yeah, no, somebody's asking about the vest. It was like, oh, the vest is like, can I get the name? So I was trying to give them the name. But go ahead. Think called
It's a
Piper.
Kevlar,
Go ahead.
y'all. It's bulletproof. Okay. 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 So, Triple asked you if you've ever seen anything in the bathroom, right?
Hold on, say it again. I couldn't hear you.
He asked you if you've ever seen anything in the bathroom.
Anything inside the bathroom, right?
Right.
Okay.
So I don't know if you outright said no or you kind of dance around that question. I don't remember. I think you said no.
Yeah, I said no, but I'm very versed in a lot of things and I know what she was talking about. So I was having a discussion with triple goddess 8, and we were talking about, of course, things that people don't normally want to talk about.
Right.
So this might ring bells to some of you. Some of you people might not want to discuss it. Some of you people might not want to say certain things, and it's
So
okay. But
listen.
she
So
asked me
listen.
basically, had I
Right.
seen anything in the bathroom, or basically certain things at the side of my eye, like stuff like that, right? And basically we were more or less talking about you know entities or certain things that people might encounter. And in my opinion, I think that certain people have eyes to see certain things at higher levels, whether they're creatures, uh uh angels, demons, spirits, jinns, Anunnaki. It doesn't matter. So she
Okay.
asked me that, but I hadn't personally experienced that in the bathroom. But go ahead and speak more about that.
Okay, because I talked to her about it too, and she was like, "Okay, you got to go on your journey." But okay, this will be good for the trolls. Okay, okay. So when I was younger, I'm talking fourth. I used to be so terrified. of going into the bathroom. Terrified of going into the bathroom because of what was in the bathroom, especially the mirror. And to this day, as vain as I am, I will peek in mirrors, but I don't be looking at mirrors a lot. Now, I'm not terrified to go to the bathroom anymore, but I'm still not one to be like looking into a mirror for too long. And what else did I want to add to that? So yeah, when I was younger, I was terrified of going into the bathroom. Oh, okay. And then like now, sometimes, okay. Like I know like a normal person would do that, but sometimes I'll sleep in my sitting in my living room and I'll let my little toes dangle. I'm not worried about nobody coming and pinching like people will say. But sometimes I'll feel like there's something in the room with me. And like sometimes I'll get annoyed and I'll be like, get out of here. And then like that thing will leave. Like it's not like I'm gonna go in the bedroom and lock the door. I'm just like, just get away. Like go somewhere else. Like why are you bothering me? So do you know like why I might have been scared of going to the going into the bathroom when I was that age? And what do you think about like me feeling like other presences and stuff?
Um, so
Well,
with you
yes, what do you
feeling
think
that way,
about
so like you were too terrified of the dark. Well,
no, not of the dark, of the bathroom. The dark didn't bother me. I was
the
terrified of
bathroom. Well, the reason why like I'm gonna break something down to a lot of people where a lot of people might not know, right? So the reason why a lot of people have this innate ability to be terrified of the bathroom. So like I said, this is a what if episode. Just put your critical thinking hats on, right?
right,
So a lot of if you want to believe in this, a lot of entities, if you want to say entities or spirits or things like that, they travel through water and they
hmm
travel through mirrors. So when they travel through both those spots, water carries frequency. Water
No,
carries
I don't
sound.
sleep in
Water
the
carries a lot.
bathroom. I sleep in my living room sometimes, you guys, not the bathroom. Go ahead. They heard me wrong. Not I must have said it wrong. I sleep in my living room, not the bathroom. Go ahead.
So
You were talking about the
a
entity.
lot of the tales that people have heard, right? Like of staring into the mirror, like, and when you say certain things and all that stuff, like, that's ingrained inside of our DNA, right? Things that have happened from the past that have happened to so many people. And I know people think like, oh, that's not true. That's a lie. Well, no, it's not because your body has built-in survival instincts. Just like when you know certain things that something seems off, you're
Right.
naturally going to want to pull away from it.
Yes.
Even when you're a kid, you're a baby, certain things like that scare you, that look odd and odd to certain people. Like,
Dude,
okay, the
bring on
reason why so many people are terrified of she said governments is supposed the reason why a lot of people are terrified of insects, right? Well,
of incense.
of insects, right?
Burning incense.
Yes.
Okay.
Our innate ability to see these things, like, we knew this from millennia ago, like, oh, spiders are dangerous, certain things are dangerous, snakes, and these things were probably bigger and they terrified us, right? So now as you grow up, like, okay, you see an ant. Ant, you kind of know an ant is good. But if you see something like a hornet flying at you, your innate ability, even when you're a kid, is to run. That's the same thing with certain people in the bathroom. When the bathroom and the light is turned off, it's just certain things that's ingrained in us, in our spirit, in our
Why
DNA.
just me and not my brothers or my sister? Why was it just me?
Because that's you. Like that's
Okay.
what's passed down to you. Like if you're a little bit more open, that's the same reason why
Uh,
if you go near a cliff, you get like vertigo happens. You're just like,
mhm.
oh snap, like
Yeah.
I gotta stay away from this cliff. I might fall
Right.
off or something. It's
Right.
just for some people who, if that's your perspective, that's just you're just gonna veer away from that, because if you're a little bit more open and susceptible to certain things, you're going to steer clear of it. Like your body is like telling you to steer clear of it, right? Just like some
Mhm.
people are not scared of certain things. Like if you see somebody sitting there doing certain things, saying certain things, and performing something like that, your natural state is, oh, let me not go near them. I don't know what type of ritual that they're performing.
Yeah,
I don't
right,
like this. Let me step away. That's your
right.
innate ability of telling you, you know what, I'm not high enough right now, let me steer clear of this person. Or like, you could look at somebody, there's that innate ability of something's not right with this person, something's not right with their energy, something's not right with their spirit, and something's going very off. So it's like you steer clear. It's like an innate ability inside you.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. That was just one question. Yeah. Yeah. Do you have you come across an angel or two in your life?
I mean, whatever you want to define as angel, angel is like a messenger. So if you want to say like a messenger, uh, who knows? We come across different
I no,
things
no, no,
all
no,
the
no, but
time.
hold on, real. Have you come across an angel in your life?
I mean, well, it depends on what you want to define as angel.
An angel.
So, like an angel is like a messenger. People have to remember that. Like an angel is a messenger. Like they can. There's people think like, oh, an angel has wings and all this other stuff. There's different beings that are good and bad. And people, they want to classify them as different things. Like, oh, there's this and the Lyrans and the light beings and stuff. I mean,
No, so I will say, like, there was one time where my car. Ooh, sorry. There was one time where my car needed a new
one
battery.
second, y'all.
But where I was
Continue.
stopped, like, if I didn't move, somebody was gonna knock into me because they weren't gonna slow down or whatever. And this guy came out of nowhere and was like, "We need to move your car, so steer it." So he moved my car, and when I got into my parking space, I went to tell him thank you, and he was nowhere to be around. He was nowhere to be around. Nowhere. And I
Oh,
literally thank you so much. Nowhere to be around. Now, let me give you. I've already told this, but I've already told both of these, but I had an instance where I was having, I guess you would call it, what do you call it? Like those, I felt like I was laying on my stomach in real life, and then my head was in my pillow, but I felt like there was a demon, and it was gray and gross. It was gray like a rhinoceros, and there was a demon on my back, and it was like pushing my head into the pillow. And I was like, Lord, help me, help me, help me, because I was like, if you don't help me, I'm getting ready to suffocate right now. And it felt really, really, really real. And it was really weird because I hear the door open, and when the door opened, there was this light that was like a light I can't explain. And when the light came, that demon, not even the person that cup came in, but as soon as the light came, the demon was gone. Like the light made the demon disperse. And then I hear walking past my bed. I didn't see anything past my bed, and then when I turned this way, I saw what I would describe as an angel. Now, this person was white, but it's not white like a white person, and wasn't white like a white color. This person was white like you've never seen that white color before. And when I went to look at it, it gave me a look like, "Girl, get it together," and was gone. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, that was interesting." But I take medication to help me sleep, so I went right back to sleep. And then I had this instance when I was in kindergarten. I was in kindergarten, and it was in the kindergarten that I went to, most people were military brats. And you know, in the military, everybody's mixed with everything. You know what I mean? Like everybody marries everybody. There's more mixed people in the military than anywhere. And we were having, what is it called, cultural day, where you kind of dress up in like cultural garb from where your parents are from.
Hmm.
I was sitting in the auditorium. They hadn't called like my class yet, so I was sitting in the auditorium, and then there was this little white boy that was there, and he was white like that angel. Like when I have to say white because I don't know what else to say, but he wasn't white. He wasn't like a white person. He wasn't like the color white. He wasn't like the crayon white. It's like a white you've never seen before in life. And I
So
was
so
so
like a cartoonish almost like, so I guess what she's trying to
I
say, I was like
cannot
imagine like
explain
a
the white. I can't explain the white because you can't. Oh, you can. The only way you can explain it
color
is
not seen on the spectrum.
if you have to see it. Who dat? Long story. I've told it many times. A short version. I was on a bus with no money, looking sharp as a tack. Who dat? I know that's right. There was this man on the bus who appeared to be homeless, really down on his luck. Do you really? Oh, no, nice wig. You don't like my wig. Okay, I'm waiting for a who dat to finish that. But I cannot explain to you the white that it was. I can't. Like I can't. Y'all, I don't care about my wig. Um, I just know it was a spiritual body because I was so attracted to this kid. Like so attracted. Like I felt like if I just touched this kid, like my whole life would be better. And I didn't because I was like, that would be weird.
Mm.
So weird. And then it was like, I went up, they called my grade. I went up and I went back and sit down and I was looking for this kid and he was no longer. So,
I mean, so some people might tune that akin to like a guardian angel or your ancestors.
well, the first little boy wasn't guarding anything. And then the second angel, I would say that was my guardian angel, but they weren't like what they weren't particularly happy with me. Like they weren't smiling. No one would sit beside him because of his smell. Anyway, when he got off, he handed me a bill. I looked for him to thank him, but he was nowhere in sight. I'm saying he was an angel. He was an angel. That's
Um,
so nice.
there's been stories that
That's so
can
nice. Tia.
rectify in history where if you look at the African cultures, if you look at some of the Middle Eastern cultures, if you
Yeah.
look at some of the Greek cultures, and if you look at some of the Christian cultures, if you look at some of the Mesopotamian cultures, they all have this same similar story where there was a man or a man or two that would come into a village and they would look very not comely, very gangly looking, this, that, and the third, and would be asking, for just for something to eat or for a place to stay.
Hmm.
And they would just come out of nowhere. And it was like a man or two, and the person was very emaciated. And the
But
story was all the same. If you
the
were
first
nice to this
one,
person,
the guy that helped me with the car, he was a black guy. He was a black guy. Same thing. Black,
yeah,
just like not like him, but just black as like you can't define it. And
yeah.
he can help me. And then the angel, when the demon was on my back, was not male or female. It wasn't the
Mm.
little boy was male, the black guy was male, but the demon who came in wasn't male or female.
Yeah, they're usually and androgynous.
That came in was not male or female.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Very, very interesting.
yeah.
Again, people, we're talking about what if topics. So what if this exists? What if that exists? What if this? Um, I do believe in different beings, and I think that a lot of people on in this earth sit here and argue over the same thing.
Hmm.
Some people will call No, this is ancestors. No, this is angels. No, this is guardian angels. No, this is the spirit. No, these are your guides. No, these are some heavenly angels that's coming to. And if something good came along and helped you out to a point where you turned around and couldn't see where they went, they literally dissipated into the air. You can't
Right.
find them. There's no way and no place for this person to go.
Right.
It's like a lot of people like if it was a good omen, if it was a good being, that's what people got to get through thick to their heads. A lot of people got to stop arguing about the same thing. Oh, is this, is that, is no.
Mhm.
Same thing with like if people want to call things like no, it's aliens, no, it's angels, no, it's this and that. If you're all believing inside something good, it's like all this divide and conquer and all this kind of stuff, and people just gotta, you know, it's just like the Tower of Babel when things got
Mhm.
pushed apart. If you come from this culture or this culture or this culture, people are naturally going to call things something different. What
Mhm.
people got to always remember is we're inside the United States, right? This is a place where every culture can come to.
Right.
If you all believe in something good, but then now it's just like when people start to realize certain things are just jumbled up, but we can't hate somebody for this or the way that they were raised and believe in, oh, well, this is something good. There's something good out there and there's something bad out there. That's what we got to realize at the end of the day. And people
Mhm.
fighting over this and that. Oh no, it's called the water. No, it's called the firmament. No, it's called the dome. No, it's called the devil. No, it's called this name from our culture. And it's just like,
Whenever people talk about the firmament, or the waters. I know it's in the Bible, but it just reminds me of Hunger Games when they when was it, who was it? Like when one of them like pulled the arrow. Y'all, I'm a geek, y'all. I read every Hunger Games um book, but like when they shot it and realized like they're in a dome and they're just not, like I feel like because you know how cartoons and stuff like of that nature, it's like you watched it and you just watched it, and then when you get older you were like, oh dang, they were really trying to tell us something, you know what I mean? So like whenever people talk about the firmament, I don't know why I feel like Hunger Games and like who was it? I think it was that one couple, maybe the guy or the lady like shot an arrow up in the sky because they were seeing the glitches. And when they shot the arrow, they were now they're aware of where they are right now, and it was more helpful for them to win the game because before they didn't know that. Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry. I always think about the Hunger
right,
Games
right.
that.
I'm wearing what I want to wear, Mr. Dominic. That doesn't hurt me. But
Y'all,
so
y'all, please don't curse.
yeah, it's like when people say stuff like that, what's going on, Kelly Betty? It's like I don't
Kelly.
care. Like
Hey,
it
Triple.
doesn't
Triple
matter.
back. Triple said
But
be respectful. Y'all use different phrases for your curse words, please.
I'm good, Kelly Belly. Good seeing you. Um, I think there's a lot of unspoken things that people probably need to speak about, and I feel like a lot of people are shunned because of their experiences, things that happen to them, and I have a feeling that because people don't speak on certain things, you lose your power, you lose your abilities, you lose your thought process because you're being trained in thinking of a certain way that somebody else wants you to think. And I feel a lot of people lose out on a lot of opportunity. They lose out on a lot of their God-given abilities that are built inside them.
Yeah.
And I think that there's this other thing that goes around where I think when people get ideas and downloads and good things, that almost everything that certain people bring forth to light, it's called evil, it's called demonic, it's called so now it's causing people to, what if you just had the great idea, what if you had a great vision, you great this and that, and
What's the
now because society has labeled this is not good, this is evil, and it's just like, and this is why so many people feel lost in life. This is why so many people feel down, or they feel like they should be aspiring to more, or when you see certain things. It's like, how do you know that that wasn't like some download coming to you for you to be healed? Like, you got so much stuff going on. So now a celestial being then came down to come heal you. Because
Right.
a lot of people, I believe, they've gone through so much stuff on here, so much stuff in real life. And it's like, it's a plain miracle that people are still alive,
Right.
still going.
Mhm.
And for
Yeah.
some odd reason, it's like, I feel that people should not be here and should not be alive, but something happened for you to still exist.
Mhm.
Something still happened for people to
Mhm.
still keep going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And I feel like you have to go after. I feel like you have to go after God. And one thing I appreciated, there one time we were in a conference and the brother said
Five more
something
minutes.
and everybody was like, "Amen," and he was like, Amen. What are y'all amening? Are y'all amening it just because I said it, or are y'all amening it because this is your reality? Don't amen this if this is not your reality. I appreciate the brothers in my church because it's like I shouldn't be up here preaching to you about anything you don't know about. You have to go, and then you have to go find God for yourself. I cannot give you my portion of God. You have to go get your portion of God for yourself. And that's one thing that I really, really appreciate. Or they might say, some of the brothers will say, like if somebody has a tendency to say hallelujah after something, the brothers might say, you ain't got to say hallelujah after everything you say,
Right,
but
right.
it
I
comes from
mean,
God.
that's definitely
Comes
something we
from God.
can.
You gotta be open to being trained too. You got to be open to being trained too. And I think that once you open yourself, you can say, okay, you know what? I was open to what you were saying. I still believe the same way I believe, and that's nothing but respect because you believe the way that you believe, and it's nothing but respect. But with me, like I definitely love God. I definitely love God. I'm really thirsty for him. Love going to the church. But I also know that there's other I mean, I don't want to say other universes because I don't want, that's how I feel though. I feel like there's other universes. There's definitely um other
Other dimensions. Well, like that.
dimension,
Yeah, I
definitely
mean, what do you think the
dimension.
dream world is? It's like a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but it's like when you go into your dream and you dream dreams, it's like that's literally another dimension, and dreams have a lot to do with reality because I've
Ooh.
heard one too many stories of people telling me that they've had dreams of such and such this and that, right? Or certain people and certain things that have happened, and literally they're like, "Oh, I had a dream this was gonna happen. Let me not go here." And literally there was a crash, or literally there was a bang bang at like an establishment that they weren't supposed to go to, or
Mhm.
literally to stay away from this person, and this person ended up unalive and so many people
Mhm. Mhm.
that is like some sort of realm, like it's like a spiritual realm or something. And
Mhm.
people can say, "Oh, there's
There's
this and
different
that."
realms.
How do
There's
you
different
explain
realms
people who've
too.
dreamt of these things and literally it happened the
Yes,
next day?
yes. And you know what? Respect to my mom because I'm sure she doesn't want to be tied to
What up,
everything
Tia?
that I've said. But my mom is another person. She'd be like, "Okay, I dreamed about you," and I'd be like, "Don't tell me. Just don't tell me what it is, unless it's to like say like, oh, if she's like, oh, I dreamt about your husband. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Just don't tell me. Just let everything be organic. But if it's like to save my life, then I'll be like, tell me. But other than that, like, I'll be scared about what my mom got to say about me.
Right.
But my mom has dreams like that. She has that gift. But my mom is also a very conservative, very spiritual person. If my mom prays for you, the Lord is going to, it might not go the way that you want it to go, but it's going to go the way that you need it to go. And so I have my mom, and also, I've some of the people here, some of my tribe, call y'all my tribe. They have lost their mothers, and I've they probably don't know it, but I've told my mom, like, you got new daughters now to pray for. And so anyways, we pray for my tribe. We pray for my tribe here on YouTube. We pray for our family. We do a lot of prayer, but my mom definitely does have a gift that I think she got from her grandmother. And my grandmother, she was She was a white woman. She had a little bit of Carib Indian in her. She had just a little bit, so that you knew she wasn't fully white. And she had really weird gray eyes. Um, that made and she lived a long time. Made me feel like she really and she helped a lot of people, a lot of people. So when I experience things, I realize that I'm gonna experience them, and I don't know. I feel like if I had a daughter, that maybe my daughter would have that gift too.
Right,
But
right. And that's definitely something we can definitely tap into when we have a next series. I'm gonna have to cut this short within 5 minutes because I gotta get a lot of things done. But I
you
definitely
got a lot of things to get
definitely
done. Wow.
yes, I still this is 2 hours. I still got stuff to get
Life
done
goes
and get these
on with everything.
projects together. I gotta put something together for these people down at this shelter thing. Make sure the kiddos got their things and my nieces and nephews got their stuff ready to go off to school. It's a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
regardless of that, is there anything else that you would like to speak on
No, no, no,
with
no.
the
Next time I'll probably write some things down myself. But I just wanted to go off the dome. Um, I do want to have I probably will be saying the least or asking the most questions. I do. Actually, I want you and maybe just you and Triple do another live. I would love to do a live with you, Vaughn's, Triple, and I, because I feel like we can do like a 3 hour live and really get some understanding and really get some growth. I do. I do. We don't have to do a 3 hour live
no
real,
no
but
no no I'm just messing with you
yeah,
because you know that
we can do it on your channel. Because my engagement on my channel is low right now. I gotta make YouTube happy once again, and I gotta stop going to Cancun because people are bored going to Cancun. But yeah, yeah, all
right
y'all.
no
New
that
chair is starting. All
that's
y'all.
totally fine because it's like y'all bring out a lot of topics because usually I keep it an hour or less because me going on 2 hours is like I think I can do it. I
Yeah.
definitely think I can do it.
Next time we go live, I will be wearing the same wig. Just want y'all to know. In the same wig. All my wigs are big and crazy. And real, I really want to thank you. I really want to thank you. You came in to our area. You just dropped in. You already become very beloved. You're loved by all of us. Um, definitely always have something to contribute. And you know what? I'm gonna say this because it's real. Like sometimes I might go on live and only have like 25 minutes to say, you come up there and you'll save my life and you'll give me like another hour or two or whatever. And I really enjoy talking to you because we can talk about different things. I can talk about French food with anybody, but I really want to talk about I really want to talk about life. And then, when you somebody's going to get touched, somebody's going to say, you know what, let me research this because I have to do a lot of research. Especially when it comes to Vaughn Triple, whenever it comes to you guys, I have to always do a lot of research and realize that I don't want to miss out on anything in this lifetime while I can. Oh, Brilly, why do you always come when we're leaving?
What up, twin? What up,
Oh,
Amelia? What up, Miss Dallas? What up, Casey? What up, Offensive Thoughts? Big O, good to see you.
Mr.
Yes,
Meeks
New
life
Terrace
plan.
Gardening. Big O, making sure I ain't miss nobody.
I
Mr. Meeks.
understand. Brilly Boo with Bean, K the one.
So
Offensive
yeah,
thought.
like basically for
What
anybody
we
coming in, because we're about to end this, we were discussing. There was a series on here called "What If," and it's just discussing different topics that a lot of people might think or might not want to touch on, and we were getting each other's opinions, thinking about the thought process, and this is a place where people can place their thoughts on the lesser talked about topics, which is starting to, in my opinion, have an unveiling or an awakening across this
Yeah.
nation, across this world. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that this stuff needs to be talked about because now a lot of people are going
Happening for
into
a
a
reason.
different thought process.
It's happening for a reason, people. So some of the things you might hear are, and I mean no offense by anything. If I'm ever if you guys, if I'm ever on my channel and I'm on StreamYard, y'all are, I don't like a bunch of cursing, but y'all, we grown. I have a certain amount of subscribers I want before my mom and dad have been on my channel, but I have a certain amount of subscribers I want before I actually allow them to know everything about my channel. And plus, we're going to be talking about some grown things respectfully. So, so I can just let my mom know, like, we might be talking about this, but respectfully. Um, uh, real, yeah, I love it. Actually love to, do it again. We could keep it a lot shorter, and then talk about other things. I got to go in the Bible and back it up, or whatnot. But you're much appreciated, much appreciated.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, much appreciated, much appreciated. Glad to have you in the tribe, and you just fit in here. I was waiting for Hudat to finish the rest of her story because she said she was at work. She had left her purse at work. She was helping with her mom. Her mom had double amputee, and I guess maybe she just got caught up in everything. I was waiting for her to finish the story. But
Yeah.
Hudat, if you go live,
Feel better, bro.
please put the story in the live because I know you're not going to hit the panel. I want to hear what happened because sounds like it was going somewhere. Yeah, yeah. Y'all hit the like. Oh, y'all are doing good, great with the likes. Y'all doing great with the likes, and I hope you got
Thank you.
some.
Thank you. What's going on, Naina? What's going on, Twin? And it was definitely, you know, it's definitely a pleasure having you up here. You were very candid. You brought a lot of light in your thought process to this situation, and I definitely can't wait for us to have another episode on this. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna tap into a lot of things and tap into things and discuss and bring together ideas on what if. And ranges from anything like what if there's non-humans around us, what if you're
They're
greater
they
than
are
what you
they're
think you
they're
are, what
they're,
if
they're around us.
yeah, yeah. So it's just like
Okay,
we're
we're
gonna
gonna get.
tap into those
Okay, let me shut
type of
my mouth. Let me shut my mouth.
subjects. What if
Yeah,
reality is being changed every two
George.
months, and this is why certain people feel like they're not in place. They're like, I feel like I'm here, but not here. Well, what if reality has changed around you, and other people are NPCs just walking around, and you felt something change and shift? We're gonna discuss that things and how to flow
Andy
through and
Mon.
combat that feeling that certain people might be having.
Andy Mon. Blessings, 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 blessings. Love you and your family. Wonderful family. Naina. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm out on my side.
Definitely, definitely.
Love
Well,
you. Ski. Love
I
y'all.
appreciate
Much blessing.
everyone for joining us tonight. I thank
Y'all, my
everyone
sister's
for,
in the hospital, Brill. Free my sis. Free her.
I know, right? Free twin, free twin. Thank you for joining us. Please make
Wait,
sure you
okay, wait,
subscribe.
okay. Why do you and Brill call each other twin? I'm just nosy. Y'all like the same sports team or
Same
not?
thing, born inside we were born at the same um army, I mean the same military base
Oh,
and
you were born
and
in the same
and
military base.
yeah,
Okay,
we were
I
born
was
inside
born in
this.
a military base too.
Oh, you was also so you're a military baby too.
We're all listen. We all can speak a little Spanish. You probably can speak the most. We all military brats. We all been through some things. Yes, ma'am. Oh, but y'all were born at the same place. Okay, I'm not gonna
Yeah, the
ask you.
same exact place, and then her
Wonderful.
peoples and everybody in the same exact branches, and then that side of those people, and then the Marines and the Army, and then the Navy, and the same thing. It's like so many similarities and stuff like that. So it's just like
We got big twin energy. I love that. I love that.
on the same floor too. Like the same, there's a whole lot
Nice
of stuff
meeting
going
you
on with
too,
that.
Stephanie. Go ahead, real. Go ahead.
Thank you, WSFN. I love you. Real nice meeting you. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm glad y'all have showed exemplary thought process, showing exemplary thoughts. I'm glad we was able to come together, and to the people that was inside the background who didn't say anything but chose to listen and have a critical thinking thought process on certain things. And like I said, open yourself up and don't be so shelled in with your way of life and your way of thinking. Open yourself up a little bit more, so to the point where you might not be sad, you might not be pressed in, you might not
Yeah.
feel depressed, but you have to align yourself to become repressed.
Right.
And the thoughts that you have where you're thinking like something might not be right, challenge yourself to think a little bit differently, and you might free
Uh,
yourself from your own mental prison for you to
right.
be able to go on inside life and not be attached to others and their thoughts and their way of thinking about you, when you can
Right.
realize that you can be yourself and you're not weird. That's another thing that I wanted to tap on.
I,
We're going to tap on
I
that.
am weird. I like being called weird, but
But
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. That's the next thing I'm going to ask, talk about is, what if you're not weird, but people around you are weird and they're making you feel that way because they're acting
Yeah.
weird because they are casting their traumatic and bad thoughts and projecting on you. So
Write it
it's
down.
like they're
Write it
acting weird
down.
because of that.
Write that down. Also, real, I want to talk about mental illness as well.
Thank you, bro.
We got to. We got to. Mental illness.
Oh,
We got to.
Me- we
We
gonna
got
speak about that too.
we
Mental illness on the social media streets. That's
have,
what we got. I know y'all gonna have to tap on that.
we
Mental
have
illness
to.
on these YouTube streets, but
On
I
these
gotta make it professional. Uh
streets.
the
Thanks
mentally
for
and
the gift,
emotionally
really.
challenged on the streets of the social media platforms.
Really
Thank
sending
you,
you gifts.
Bruce.
Thanks, Brilly Boo. Really sending you gifts.
Indeed, indeed. But listen, y'all, it was definitely nice having y'all. Thank you, Twin, for the gifts and stuff like that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Senna. If y'all want to check her out, it's Life of Senna. That's LIFECYNNA. I definitely appreciate you. I appreciate all who came through, gave a like, came through, and everybody, y'all have a blissful night.
Love
Because I
y'all.
don't like
Love
to say
y'all.
blessed,
So,
I like to say to be more and be blissed.
yeah.
And it was definitely a pleasure. Y'all bring
Shamika!
that critical thinking
Shalom,
caps,
shalom.
huh?
No, Shamika was in here. I owe
And
Shamika.
Shamika. I know she
Yeah.
was inside the background. She,
Shamika,
I see you,
yeah.
Shamika. I
Yeah.
see
We love
you.
Shamika.
You,
We love
you,
Shamika.
you, you. Come on
That
now.
girl's smart. That girl's smart.
I know. I feel like I got a whole bunch of people and stuff. See, I don't want to say what I want to say, but I feel like I got a bunch of uh like half of y'all Jean Grey, some of y'all Storm, some of y'all Psylocke, some of y'all Cyclops, but that's another note.
Where's that from?
But definitely, everybody have a great night and thank you,
Good night,
Sinner.
y'all. Shalom, shalom.
Peace and blessings, everybody.